Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over what case I use when I fly with firearms and whatnot, and what all I put in the case. We'll start from what I use when I'm at home, and that case is going to be the Plano Sportsman's trunk. So when I travel, I kind of want to take all the stuff that I can fit in that Sportsman's trunk with me. Last year, I flew with my Pelican 1700, which is the shortest gun case that they have, and I couldn't really bring that much stuff. So I wanted a more boxier, bigger box that I could put all of my gear in and just go to a range day if I needed to. I ended up choosing the Pelican 1615 Air. Now, Pelican has pretty much become the standard for cases when you're traveling if you want to protect something like firearms or cameras, whatnot. Pelican introduced the airline a few years back, and basically they implemented a bunch of weight saving features that would lower the weight of the case, which lends to you being able to pack more stuff in it, because if you don't fly with an airline that waives the overweight baggage fee, then you're gonna have to pay a lot of money for any bag that's over 50 pounds. Just to give you an idea of how much weight they're saving in the Air product line, the 1615's cousin, the 1650 of the Protector line, that case weighs 24 pounds empty, and the 1615 Air weighs 14 pounds empty. So huge weight saving significance there, and allows you to pack more gear when you fly with your stuff. Now, what did they do to make the case lighter? They used a lighter resin. They implemented a honeycomb structure, which is well known in engineering to be very strong. It saves weight versus just solid filling. And they used a full box design. Basically that means it's just an open box that gives you a big moan of inertia, which increases your strength. Now, you may wonder, if they took all this weight out of it, is it still as strong as the standard Protector case? Now, it is thinner than the Protector, and it is a little more wobbly, but I am not worried at all that my stuff will get broken inside of the case. Doing a lot of testing, they drop tested on concrete from 6 feet in the air on all sides. They do a submersion test, I believe it's 20 minutes underwater, and they actually drop a 28-pound steel dart on all sides. Now, the case, when you fly, of course you'll have to lock it. It has stainless steel reinforced lock holes, and it has 5 latches. There is a rubber gasket in there, so it is waterproof. And of course, all Pelican cases come with a pressure relief valve to equalize that pressure when you go up in altitude. And the pressure of the cabin is about 8,000 feet, when the stuff in your case started at 0, if you're at sea level. That pressure is going to fluctuate inside the case, and if it doesn't have a way to equalize, it'll either suck your case in or expand the insides. So I had a big recent trip over Christmas break, and I was a big fan of this case. It fit all my needs, it fit all the gear that I wanted to take. The only con that I had is that when I first flew home, loaded down with gear and ammo, this case weighed about 80 pounds, and the handle is completely plastic, and it did deflect a lot to the point where I almost thought it was gonna crack in half. But I don't want to weigh it down anymore to find out if it will. Now, for what's inside, I pretty much can take everything I need, full kit, rifle, pistol, ammo, and the gear that I'll need to have a self-sustaining range day. I usually like to take all the ammo that I'm going to shoot with me. It's not a big deal. It used to not be a big deal to buy ammo on location, but now that ammo prices are so high, I have ammo that I bought at a certain price that is much lower than prices today, and I want to take that and not have to buy ammo. So one thing to note is you can get this case filled with foam, but I chose to take it all out so I could have more room to put stuff. Now, the trade-off is that you're kind of relying on how full the case is to protect whatever gear that you put in here. But the pro is that you can fit. Now, since there's no foam in here, you might be worried about all your expensive accessories like aim points, infrared lasers, scopes, and whatnot. You totally have the option to take those off and carry them with you in your carry-on bag so that they won't get damaged. I do that sometimes. I kind of risked it and did that half of the time, and none of my stuff got broken. So shout out Delta's ramp agents for not throwing this thing around too bad. When we travel, we want to conceal carry, everywhere we go. So the first thing I'm throwing in there is my concealed carry rig. I've got the T-Rex Arms sidecar, Glock 19, Surefire X300 RMR, extended mag, Strike Industries, and I'll have this everywhere I go. Like I mentioned, I can take all my gear. I'll take my battle belt. And one thing to note is that I will take off the holster. That's one good thing about having the Safariland QLS system, is that it's so easy to remove the holster. It just makes being able to pack the case like Tetris that much easier. And again, I'll take the mags out as well, just so I can fit things more neatly. Most of the stuff I like to have in some sort of self-contained unit, whether that be the chest rig or plastic boxes, but some things, just miscellaneous stuff like some cry knee pads and your dirty civilian balaclava. Now in this bag is my Peltors. As much as I like to buy nice stuff, I also like to take care of it. So when I'm not using it, always goes in the cloth case. I got my suppressor, Surefire SoCal RC2. Sometimes I'll put it in the chest rig so it doesn't bounce around, but this thing is built like a tank, and it just being free in your case won't hurt anything. Next up is my rifle, my 11.5. So I kind of have this thing extended, the stock on the second buffer tube, so that it fits the length of the case. And it can fit without breaking down. Whether you break the rifle apart or keep it together just to fit it in is up to you. Half the time I had to break it apart because there was too much crap in my case, and as I went places and got rid of some things, such as ammo, I had more room to where I could just put this in there whole. Now next I'll break my Baofeng antenna off. And I kind of just break my plate carrier down, just again so everything can fit easier. I got the Faro mini dangler. It's got some meds in there. Here I have my plate carrier. Fits in there, I'll fold it up. It's the Mini Flyer APC. Another thing to think about is how heavy your plates weigh. So I have Faro Concepts plates, and I think they weigh about 3 pounds. That's going to keep your overall case weight down if you have to contend with overweight baggage fees. And there's your firearms and loaded card. This is just part of flying with firearms. I went over that in my previous video. If you take a look, Jim Krantz collects these like toll bills. It's my inner belt. Med kit, always have meds on you. Got my safety glasses. I wear the Smith Aegis Arcs. Don't forget these. You can't replace your eyes. Of course, always keep that pack timer with me. Again, I like keeping stuff in the box, like taking care of it. Always want to have one of these so you can keep track and beat your buddies. Again, broken off the plate carrier, we got the Halo Strategic chest rig, extra tourniquet. Now, when you fly with firearms, you cannot have a magazine in the gun. You can't have loose ammo just in your case. It either has to be in the box and a magazine, and the gun has to be completely unloaded. For what I do is I just have one of these little Plano plastic cases, and I keep all my mags and extra ammo in here. So I have rifle mags, pistol mags, and a couple $100 bill. And as for range gear, another Plano case, just a smaller one. I like to keep everything in here that I'll have a self-sustaining range day, because you know I'm not going to be probably anywhere with tools or whatnot. So it's a little toolkit from Walmart. It has all the Torx bits, all the hex keys that you'll ever need for guns. Fire clean, always use lube. Extra batteries for aim point, Loctite, batteries, staples, sunscreen for my porcelain skin that burns very easily in the Arizona desert, extra hearing protection, all the Sharpies in the world to mark your friends' misses, and a staple gun. So I like to keep that all in here. The con to this thing is it takes up a defined space. So I know I watched Jim's video and he uses the Magpul Docker pouches. I have one on the way just to see what the hype is all about. And last thing to mention about this case is the price. It's very expensive. If you're just going to use this as your day-to-day case, just throwing in your car, you don't really need a Pelican case for that. You do if you want to look cool, because Pelicans look cool because you can put all your stickers and put some Velcro on it and put all your patches on there and whatnot. Brand new, I believe this case runs around $320 straight from Pelican. If you want to buy a Pelican, I recommend looking online for used ones, because you can beat this thing up. It's really not going to change the function of it, and if you have a problem, you can just send it to Pelican and they'll warranty it. For your day-to-day case, I'd recommend the Sportsman's Trunk, the heavy-duty version, 108 quart. It's about $40. You can find it at your local sports store like Academy Sports, or just order it online from Amazon. I want to plug Epsilon Northwest. It's a training group. some of the guys up here in Washington have started. We're trying to host quarterly training events and meetups in between then, such as range cleanings, competitions, and whatnot. Stay tuned on that. So that's everything I carry in my Pelican case when I travel. This case, the 1615 Air, can fit pretty much anything you need to put in there. Guns, ammo, magazines, kit, play carrier, belt, whatever you need. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And we'll see you on the next one.